Hello, Bagade sir.
हाँ
Hello.
सर. हाँ सर.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, yes sir. You are
Okay,
audible.
fine. Bagade sir,
हाँ सर.
one small check is required.
हाँ
आप you check it on YouTube whether we are audible or not.
हाँ हाँ.
Can you just check it out on the YouTube?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Is that video audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
YouTube chilling. Oh, 100.
Yes, sir.
Sir, just a minute. YouTube chilling. YouTube.
Somebody else, please check.
WhatsApp group. नहीं हो सर. सर 1 मिनिट बघतोय. YouTube chilling. त्याच्यावर मेलवर बघतोय. हे इथं उघडलं तर WhatsApp. WhatsApp वर पाठवलं. तो काय झालं? Gmail मध्ये आम्ही पाठवलं. फॉरवर्ड पण दे मी करतो. Gmail ला पाठवतो.
Yes, sir.
हाँ सर 1 मिनिट.
Sir, simple task.
हो हो ते मेल लिंक पाठवतोय. बोला म्हणा. हां
ऑडिओ येते का नाही एवढंच चेक करायचं सर.
हो हो. यस सर
कमिंग. ओके फाईन.
सर येतोय.
ओके फाईन गुड. As I can see, 9 people are watching now. It has started streaming well.
येते. काय करणार? करा ना सर, देखेंगे ना. इथून हो मेरे साथ होगा. मला लेफ्ट राईट काय लागलं ना तर अडचण येते मग. ठीक आहे ना यार. युट्यूब चालू आहे, ते आवाज नाहीये जास्ती काही, थोडा थोडा. हो.
समझेगा कैसे मेरे को? आपको वाईफाई वगैरह है क्या इधर? नाही, आपका केबल यूज करू ना. तुम्ही दोघं सगळ्यात तिथं बसलं तर मला वाटच लागून जाईल सर. आपका कोई नहीं ना सर? लैपटॉप पे कुछ नहीं ना आपका? नहीं नहीं, लैपटॉप पे कुछ नहीं. हवा या उलट गेलो. 15 लोक जॉईन झाले यार सर. युट्यूबला आवाज येत होता का बरोबर क्लिअर म्हणजे इकडून म्यूट जरी केलं मी तरी होतो ते. हॅलो बगाडे सर.
मी पण जॉईन करतो.
हो
मला उशिरा घेता.
हॅलो बगाडे सर. हॅलो सर बगाडे सर.
युट्यूबचा येतो आवाज.
हॅलो बगाडे सर.
हा बोला सर.
तुमचं युट्यूबचं ते बंद करा व्हॉल्यूम आणि मॅडमला सांगा कॅमेरा चेक करा एकदा
हेलो
मला. यस मॅम कॅमेरा ऑन कीजिए एक बार. ओके फाइन फाइन विजिबल है. एम आई ऑडिबल मैम.
हा
हेलो सायली मैम. Am I audible? Okay, okay. But you are holding, I think, mic at a. You will have to set your mic actually. Your voice is coming lower.
My sir?
Now it is okay. Now it is okay. And
Okay, fine.
But echo sound is coming.
So, बगाड़े सर आपका म्यूट करो ना.
Hello. Now speak, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes. No, still it is echo sound.
Sir, I don't know the issue actually.
Still
Bagaade sir, are you
echo.
unmute?
Yes.
So, are you doing
Mute
it
and-
from mic also, your mobile and
Madam.
desktop? Hence,
Madam.
it's making an echo.
So you have to either you have to be on mobile or laptop.
No,
What do
sir,
you want?
I'm not there. I'm only utilizing the laptop.
सर त्यांचा आवाज नाही येत आहे. Hello. Madam, please speak so that I can understand.
Hello. Still,
Madam,
it's an
still it is
echo.
echo sound. Maybe your headphone would be an issue.
Hello.
Which आपने कोई वीडियो ऑन रखा है क्या साथ
Sir,
में?
once again, I got the issue.
Hello, can you now check again? Yes, good afternoon, ma'am, and good afternoon, Chidri sir.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Yeah. All good, ma'am. All good, ma'am. We are now live, actually. We are
Yes.
just, uh, you can see, as you can see, few videos are there, which are lined up.
Hello.
No, Sally, ma'am, it's still there is a problem.
So once again, we got a problem, but we are solving it. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Now it's audible, sir?
Yeah, it's clear. Fine.
Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
फ्यूचर अपना होगा सिक्योर, हम हो गए हैं श्योर। MIT में पढ़कर हम चलते हैं सक्सेस की ओर। लाइफ का डायरेक्शन लेकर मंजिलों पर है नजर। MIT में पढ़कर हम चलते हैं सक्सेस की ओर। MIT Group of Academic and Research Institutions with years of technical education, over 12,000 plus students, best placement cell in world-class companies, best infrastructure, Beed Bypass Aurangabad. Call 0240 237 5375. होगा सिक्योर, हम हो गए हैं श्योर। MIT में पढ़कर हम चलते हैं सक्सेस की ओर। लाइफ का डायरेक्शन लेकर मंजिलों पर है नजर। MIT में पढ़कर हम चलते हैं सक्सेस की ओर। MIT Group of Academic and Research Institutions with years of technical education, over 12,000 plus students, best placements. फ्यूचर अपना होगा सिक्योर, हम हो गए हैं श्योर। MIT में पढ़कर हम चलते हैं सक्सेस की ओर। लाइफ का डायरेक्शन लेकर मंजिलों पर है नजर। MIT में पढ़कर हम चलते हैं सक्सेस की ओर। MIT Group of Academic and Research Institutions with years of technical education, over 12,000 plus students, best placement cell in world-class companies, best infrastructure, Beed Bypass Aurangabad. Call 0240 237 5375. फ्यूचर अपना होगा सिक्योर, हम हो गए हैं श्योर। MIT में पढ़कर हम चलते चलते हैं सक्सेस की ओर। लाइफ का डायरेक्शन लेकर मंजिलों पर है नजर, MIT में पढ़कर हम चलते हैं सक्सेस की ओर। MIT Group of Academic and Research Institutions with years of technical education, over 12,000 plus students, best placement cell in world-class companies, best infrastructure, Beed Bypass Aurangabad. Call 0240-237-5375.
This project at MIT in our annual scheme, we have developed Aurangabad's first digital high-tech garden at our institute. We have placed a particular code for every single tree. Every single tree has a unique code which contains information like the botanical name, common name and height of the tree. Now students and visitors can get information about that particular tree scanning the QR code on their smartphones.
Come, explore and understand MIT Aurangabad.
ज्ञान तंत्रज्ञान का एक राही बनकर प्रगति और उन्नति की एक नई राह पर उज्जवल भविष्य के सपनों की गहराई पर देश की प्रगति की एक पहचान बने। चलो चले चलो चले चलो चले चलो चले MIT के साथ चले। ज्ञान तंत्रज्ञान का एक राही बनकर प्रगति और उन्नति की एक नई राह पर उज्जवल भविष्य के सपनों की गहराई पर देश की प्रगति की एक पहचान बने। चलो चले चलो चले चलो चले चलो चले MIT के साथ चले।
ठीक है, ठीक है. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Principal Sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So here we begin with the session, the webinar on benefits of MBA degree to face the corporate challenges. I once again, good afternoon everyone, and I, Professor Yogesh Khandre, Head of the Department, MBA, MIT, welcomes you all to the webinar. I thank today's career coach, motivational speaker, and an MITian, Ms. Honey Thakur from Phases Consultants, Gurgaon-Haryana, for accepting our invitation on a short notice. I also thank Mr. Jatin Thakur, an entrepreneur, and his ventures provide solutions to multiple domains such as energy management and business automations. I also thank Honorable Principal Sir, Dr. Santosh Bhosle Sir, for inspiring us at all times. I also thank Honorable Chidri Sir for being with us in this today's session. On behalf of MIT, I welcome you all participants live over YouTube channel and would advise them to use chat box to post any comment. To begin with the session, I'll start with my words with a famous quote: "The secret of getting ahead is getting started," as said by Mark Twain. The best part of the career would be choosing the best career is categorically important in one's own life. Professionals may come across plenty of complications during the course of their professional life. Thus, numerous balanced career guidance introductions like these webinars can help us to achieve our corporate goal. From industry point of view, the career for a student is to a subject matter of concern, as industry and student both derive mutual growths in life. Keeping in mind this particular subject, we have come up with today's session on benefits of MBA degree to face the corporate challenges. So once again, we would love to hear from the most innovative and dynamic experts selected in today's session. I hand over to Ms. Saili Pitambara ma'am to conduct the session.
Hello. Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you are audible. Perfect.
Okay. Thank you and very good afternoon to all. It's my pleasure to introduce to you a resource person for today's webinar, Ms. Honey Thakur, a person sweeter than her name. Honey Madam is an IITian since 1987, a career coach and a motivational speaker. Madam has 2 years in HR, operation, psychometric assessments, learning and development. Madam has passed out from MIT in 1991 as a BE, Computer Science, and post her engineering. She undertook other further education in marketing management, public relations, and human resource. She has been employed in India and overseas, which included Al Oftan, the largest corporate in Dubai, Dubai International Airport, which has a capacity of 90 million passengers annually. Amadeus, the air ticketing software globally. Here are some of her personal achievements. For the past 3 years, she is an entrepreneur, having separate from the comfort of a monthly paycheck. She has demonstrated better professional acumen and knowledge in business, finance, human resource, and leadership skills than her competitions during her employment selection process. She has maintained a work-life balance. It's also a pleasure to introduce to Mr. Jatin Thakur, life partner of Ms. Honey Thakur. He is an entrepreneur. In the past, he have completed his mechanical engineering from Gopte Institute of Engineering, Belgaum. His employment, he is employed in India and overseas, which includes Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Circo Middle East are among the top 10 consultancy company in the world. Johnson Control, Otis Elevators are the best engineering companies in the world. Intercollide as a data analysis. He is a proprietor and partnership firm. Their business venture provides energy management, automation, and HR and e-learning solutions in engineering services. Ms. Honey Madam and Jatin Sir is driven by the values of trust, empathy, and well-being for all. I welcome you, Honey Madam and Jatin Sir. I'm sure we would have a loads of learning to take home from your session. The screen is all yours, Honey Ma'am and Jatin Sir.
Thank you,
Over to
ma'am.
sir.
Thank you, Sayali ma'am, and thank you, Professor Yogesh. Can you hear me?
Yes, madam. Audible.
Okay. So good evening, friends, and thank you for joining me today to share my views on benefits of MBA degree to face the corporate challenges. Hope you and your family is well and safe from rains and COVID. So without further ado, let's start today's session. Jatin sir, can you
Hello,
help
ma'am.
me start the screen share?
Ma'am, for a while.
Yes, sir.
I would request Honorable Principal Sir to say
Yeah.
a few words on today's session.
Okay.
Sorry, we just
Sure,
got
sure.
disconnected for a moment, so that was the issue. Okay. I would
That
request
would be a
Principal Sir.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Pleasure,
Yeah,
sir.
please. Pleasure, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Yogesh sir. Am I audible?
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So thank you. Good evening to one and all. Ms. Honey Thakur madam and Mr. Jatin Thakur sir. I welcome you to your own MIT and for this webinar. I also welcome all my colleagues and all the participants to this webinar, and I am sure with the expertise of you both, the participants will be enlightened in this area and they will be getting lot of insights regarding what is the benefit of having a degree like MBA for their career, and this is going to be a delight for everyone. So without wasting much time, I conclude here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Yeah,
sir. Yeah.
thank you.
I also would like to invite our MIT Dean Alumni Affairs, Chidri sir, to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. I welcome Ms. Honey Thakur ma'am and Jatin Thakur sir. Thank you for uh, giving input to the students of MIT. Hope everybody would be able to learn from you, and even in future, whenever the need comes, you will be available for us to guide the students and faculties of MIT. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yes,
Thank you, sir. And over to you, Honey ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. Folded arms. Thank you
Yeah.
for inviting me to speak on this topic. And let's start with the presentation today. As already mentioned, please post your queries on the chat box on YouTube, and we'll be happy to take on the questions after the session. So talking about benefits of MBA. Ma'am has already introduced me. So yes, I'm an alumni, a proud alumni of MIT. The registrations today indicate about 586 registrations, of which a large audience are students, 98 professors, of which 12 are from Aurangabad, and a significant working professionals. The reason why you would look at participation in this kind of webinar would be your own ambition. You want to be successful. You want to have a name, fame, and wealth throughout your life. Vision into the future that you want to live by. You want a brighter academic record. You may want to use MBA as a second chance. Career, of course, is clear to all of us. For example, let me take the synopsis of a fresh graduate from the corporate perspective. Today, I'm going to give you insights from the corporate HR perspective based on my 22 years of experience. Here, I've taken up 3 examples. A person who gets employed in accounts, another one who takes up a role in HR, and a third person who lands a job in sales. As an accountant, a fresh graduate would prepare account statements, daily accounts, invoicing, collections. An HR person would do the coordination and compliances. A sales, a business development, or a marketing executive would seek appointments from customers, making calls, seek approvals on the drafts and the proposals, orders, follow up for payments. Now you wonder, what would an MBA do differently at work? So here I have something to share. Have a look. So a finance person could be in one of these three roles. It could be consultant, financial analyst, coordinator. A consultant who's working around ERP solutions and implementation, a financial analyst who's talking about MIS presentation, budgets, credit management, a coordinator who's looking at MIS for distribution networks. Moving on to an HR person, a fresh MBA professional into the corporate world, what will he be doing in his job day to day? Maintaining an analysis of competencies of talent pool as a recruitment manager, shortlisting of CVs for vacant positions, candidate profiling, feedback to HOD. What would a salesperson be doing as an MBA professional? Market analysis, of course, competition mapping, market mapping, strategies, leading marketing campaigns, whereas a business development manager would respond to RFPs during competitive tendering. To give you a better look at what it will look like, here's a comparison of the roles. Take a look at finance, a graduate versus an MBA. An accountant, as I mentioned, how does the MBA uplift his professional abilities? It's a bird eye view for you here. All right. So there's a change in role, in deliverables, in terms of accountabilities. From simple data collation, reporting, to actually ownership and taking initiative and presenting variances. Similarly, for an HR related job role, at an executive level, with a BA or a BBA or an equivalent, you are an operations coordinator. You're coordinating effectively all the resources available. You're ensuring compliances, vendor management. But if you're an MBA, your expectations are different. Your deliverables are different. Maintaining an analysis of your competencies, your talent, shortlisting of CVs, and candidate profiling and feedback. Let's look at the BD marketing graduate versus an MBA job profile. A sales executive seeks appointment from customers and makes sales presentations, seeks approvals from the management to draft proposals, closes orders, and secures purchase orders. Thereafter, after delivery, follows up for payments. The expectations, on the other hand, are market analysis, customers, markets, and competition mapping. Give me the inputs is what the corporate says. Strategies for new product launches, leading market campaigns, accountability again, and responding to RFPs, which are tenders during tender processes. Which one would you choose? Before I take you through the corporate expectations from an MBA professional, let me share with you my own story. Why I brought up these 3 slides for you to consider. Right? So what happened? I did my degree from MIT. I passed out. It was the computer era, and I did my computer engineering, so I was sure to get a job. I went into the marketplace and got placed as a coordinator for a top company in computer engineering and peripherals. Couple of months into the job, I realized all that I was doing was coordinating the efforts of others, whereas my managers, when I was talking about client feedback, client turnaround times, My managers were talking about revenue, break even, profitability. That led me to think there must be something different about him. I am an engineer, I should be able to do this. Why can't I see the big picture? And that prompted me to look for more knowledge, more information. I decided to do a postgrad in marketing management and PR. Yes, that postgrad did give me the inputs that I was looking for, the overall perspective of how a business works, how products are launched, how products are sold.
Ma'am, yeah.
Yes, sir, please.
Actually, the PPT is not visible. So actually, you are presenting the PPT from your end.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not visible to the students. Let me check.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's not visible. Yeah.
I had shared my screen.
On YouTube, it's not visible.
Yeah, on YouTube it's not visible. So
Okay.
if you want, I'll make PPT the slide changes for the slide
Sure.
changing from here itself. So which number you are? You are right now on which slide?
I'm on, you can open slide number 7.
7. Okay.
I will wait
Ma'am,
once.
you take a exit from the screen sharing.
Okay.
So that I'll get the alarms.
How do you want me to exit?
Stop sharing. You
Cancel.
have to click the same button.
I have cancelled it, sir.
Yeah.
Do you want me to relog it?
No, nothing. It will take at least 1 minute, participants. To please kindly stay tuned.
I can continue with the story and you can probably tell me once you're ready.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Are we ready?
Yeah, I think, is this the slide?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, Professor Yogesh.
It's coming on YouTube live now.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So yes, ma'am. It's now live.
Okay, can you go back one slide because the YouTube
Yes.
participants haven't been
Yeah.
able to see the first slide. Okay, what I was referring to is the job role in our careers. So next slide. Apologies for the glitch, technical as always. So we were discussing a fresh graduate is able to do once he lands in the job market. And I've taken example of 3 career roles, one in accounts, one in HR, and the third in sales. So you can see in a bird's eye view, the 4 roles of an accountant, similarly for an operations coordinator in HR, and a sales executive. Next slide, please. What would an MBA look like if he landed jobs in finance, HR, and sales? What would the job profile be? So here is a snapshot view of 3 roles in finance. You could be a consultant, you could be a financial analyst, or a coordinator, right? In HR, you would be a recruitment manager. And this is the job profile in summary. And in business development or sales, you would be a market analyst or a business development manager. Next slide, please. So this is a comparison eye to eye of a graduate versus an MBA. An accountant would be preparing account statements, daily accounts, invoicing, collection of receivables, whereas an MBA's role would be to associate in the ERP implementation efforts, present the finance MIS on a regular basis, and budget and credit management for an organization. As a coordinator, he would be expected to do the MIS for the entire distribution networks of a larger setup. Next slide, please. HR graduate, the role that is offered is of coordination of resources, ensuring process compliances, managing smooth functioning of vendors. Whereas a recruitment manager would maintain an analysis of competencies of talent pool, shortlisting of CVs for vacant positions, candidate profiling and feedback to HOD. Right? Next slide, please. Similarly, for a sales or a business development or a marketing role, we are looking at a graduate sales executive doing the groundwork, whereas a marketing or a BD executive from an MBA doing market analysis, competition mapping, strategizing, and leading those campaigns. As a business development manager doing the tendering process. So this is what I had covered where you were not able to see the slides. And then I was relating to you how I happened to discover the benefits of an MBA in the corporate world. I was sharing with you my own experiences wherein I landed a job after my BE degree in computer engineering, where I felt I was positioned to do a great job because I had an engineering degree, only to understand a couple of months down into the job, almost realizing that you were doing regular tasks and activities, whereas your manager who had an MBA qualification at hand was talking about break-even revenues and profitability for the company. He was looking at the larger picture, whereas I was looking at daily turnover and daily sales reporting. And that's where I thought I needed to learn more. And I went back to do a postgrad in marketing management and public relations. Armed with that degree, I came back into the corporate world and started working again, only to realize I was assisting the directors to do their work well. What more did I need to learn? I realized I had certain perspective and strengths in human management. I was good at dealing with people. I was good at interacting with people. That's when I decided to pursue my career in human resources and did my qualifications in human resource management. So that's how you realize that corporate expectations from an individual are slightly different from what you have to present yourself. Let's look at the next slide, which will give you a better perspective. So the corporate, I'm not going to talk about challenges. I'm going to rephrase it as expectations, because that's a positive word. Personality and presentation of an individual. The corporate expects a dynamic person. I'm not saying a loud person. What I mean by personality and presentation is you should be able to represent the company well. You should be able to mirror the image, the values of the organization. That's what the expectation of the organization is from an MBA grad. Next slide, please. An MBA is good with analytics. So we're looking at analytical skills and a process-oriented approach. The expectation is that when you're given a particular assignment, you would go about it methodologically. You would take the process into account and map the process as you go on. And therefore, you would use a collaborative approach to your management style. Right? So that brings us to the point number 3, that you would have developed certain amount of business acumen. When we look at a profile and we give out strategic planning as a job role to an individual, or competition analysis to the job incumbent, we are expecting him to have that fair amount of understanding of the business, the legalities, the surrounding, the environment, and the various factors that go into deciding whether to make that particular business decision. So that's the expectation of a corporate from you. Next perspective being technologically savvy. What do I mean by technologically savvy? With the current trends of market, the requirement to understand Industry 4.0 is definitely there. If you've done your master's in business administration, we as a corporate hiring person do not expect you to say, oh, well, I shall learn on the job. Today's context is you would have done your homework in terms of the latest technologies that are adapted by my business, which are collaborative to my business and can impact my business bottom line, and therefore come up with suggestions. You would also be expected, and it is very likely most of you are doing it already. The other spectrum of the technology is social media. So most of you are aware of the bright side of it. You know how to use it to the company's advantage, be it your YouTube, be it your Facebook, be it your Instagram, Twitter, you name it. And it should add on to the portfolio that you're carrying with you. Which brings us to the next point. We're talking about an innovative leader and a solution provider. And I remember very often I used to tell my teammates that I used to manage, don't come to me with a problem. Come to me with a solution, which essentially means everyone has problems on the table, but a good employee or an effective employee is one who's able to bring me solutions, suggest options rather than saying, please tell me what to do. We want people who can suggest options that such as, here is option A, B, and C. These are the merits of A, B, and C. These are the demerits. Now, please decide which option would you like to take. That's being an effective solution provider, being innovative with those ideas. That's the fresh perspective the corporates are looking for. And the last point would be about professional reports. And I'm sure Jatin would be more able to build on this, because when we do reporting, you're expected, the detailing aspects should come out. The analysis would come out. Just an MIS is not enough for me unless I cannot slice and dice the data. Give me the analytics and the true picture. The report would not be of use to the organization. So what I mean by professional report is there should be meat in it, there should be data in it, and analytics that works around that data, right? So those are the 6 key challenges or expectations that you would like to call from an MBA, that an MBA professional can address. Next slide, please. Now the choice is yours entirely. As I've mentioned, you could become an entrepreneur, a long, difficult, but a rewarding journey. You could work at a partnership or a proprietorship firm, because that's the employment you would get to start with as a graduate, which can be quite frustrating, I agree. Or you could work at an Indian private limited company, or work for a company or a limited company or an MNC. I'm not saying as a graduate you won't get there. Unless a professional is exceptional, there will always be a salary difference about 35% plus minus between an MBA and a graduate professional. So yes, knowledge is the key to the success in the corporate domain. I would summarize this with basic 3 pointers. An MBA is opted for a career push. You want to go up the ladder faster. For a career change, you've probably done your pharmacology or a biotechnology, but you want to be in a management position, or you want to probably started in sales and you want to end in, change into marketing, or you want to change into a different back office function for various reasons. So career change is the other reason. The third perspective could be career advancement. You're feeling stuck. You felt you've done enough and there's no further road to go. So that's where career advancement comes in. These are the 3 summaries that I would take forward as 3 C's in deciding whether I want to do an MBA. Next slide, please. The above slide, I had quickly given you a snapshot of what would your ROI on MBA be, which is typically 12 months. An average salary difference, which I mentioned, was of 35%. Obviously, the top B schools would have a higher level, which I've already mentioned. So top high salary jobs after MBA, those are the kind of expectations that a student has. That's all from my end. Over to Jatin sir to add his bit as an experience of an entrepreneur. Should an MBA add advantages to it? So over to you.
Welcome, sir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go and start sharing the screen. This screen, and here we go. Is the screen visible?
So 1 second. Hello.
Hello.
So you are sharing the screen?
Yes, I have shared.
1 second.
Yeah. It takes little time on.
It's
YouTube.
it's visible, sir.
To be a little delay for coming on YouTube. Your screen is seen on Gisty, sir.
All right.
I think you can continue, sir.
Continue.
All right.
Sir.
All right. Now, your colleague did introduce me, about my education and my experience, but I'll still repeat it. I did not pursue further education, but still, I worked with the top consultancies in the world. Deloitte and PricewaterhouseCoopers are one of the big four. Serco Middle East does not advertise its services, but it is one of the first 10 companies in the UK. Everybody knows about Johnson Controls and Otis Elevators. My first job was at Inteco, where I would carry a bag on my back full of brochures and go around office to office, factory to factory, and later at data analysis, where the job was not very different. It was very much the same. But I did rise. Currently, for the past 14 years, I'm an entrepreneur. I've set up businesses which include industrial automation, cost control, consultancies, and engineering services. In the past at Serco, I have been a business analyst and I've been a team member that bid and won every infrastructure development contract between 2001 and 2006. I've delivered consultancy assignments such as relocating a ship repair yard, and also during the master planning and design stages of Palm Jumeirah and Burj Khalifa. Iconics. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Hello,
Yes, sir.
yes?
Yes, sir.
Are
Perfectly
we
audible, sir.
all right, perfectly audible? So, if one looks at himself and a graduate or an MBA, and he calls himself as an entrepreneur, then he needs to see in the mirror and say, I create, I inspire, I invent, I deliver. I am passionate, dedicated, optimistic. I innovate. I make the world better. I do whatever it takes to succeed. And if the answer from the mirror does not include these words, he should go back to a job. If the answer from the mirror is that I am not prepared to undergo and slog it out for the next 10 to 15 years, I should go back to a job. If the answer from the mirror is that I do not want to sacrifice my life for a comfortable life of others, I should go back to a job. So here is the story of an entrepreneur. Before startup, he's happy, very enthusiastic. And after the initial enthusiasm, it falls through to through to sorrow. Then the experimenting starts. And eventually it starts working. Then there is a market fit. And then the happiness quotient is achieved. And then there is scale. Currently, all the traditional, business models do not have much profits left in them. The upcoming areas are in the industrial revolution. We've seen the first industrial revolution. We've seen the second industrial revolution. We've seen the third industrial revolution. The third industrial revolution being the automated production of computers, IT systems, and robotics. But the fourth industrial revolution, which has started, and our Honorable Prime Minister is giving a further push to it, is in the smart factories, autonomous systems, IoT, machine learning. There are endless number of institutes teaching machine learning language, teaching IoTs, and even the skill development program of Government of India are teaching or giving practical knowledge to individuals on how to make circuit boards, how to program them. The opportunity is right in front of them. All that one needs to do is grab it. Moving on, where all this complete technology is going to be implemented. Is it the smart factory? where you have Internet of Data, Internet of Things, Internet of Services, and Internet of People. Smart buildings, smart mobility, smart homes, smart grid, smart logistics. There is a business web, there is a social web. The fact that we are doing the VCs and the webinars today is a part of business web services that have evolved in the last half a month, half a year, or the last 1 year. And the upcoming businesses in technology, services, manufacturing, and health is artificial intelligence, there is automation, there is e-learning, there is e-commerce, there is software development. In the services, there are banking, always there, insurance, courier services, financial services, and IT support. In the manufacturing, the FMCGs will always be there, the pharmaceuticals will always be there, the paper and cement will always be there, the metal and plastic products industry will always be there. But the new addition is the electronics and communication devices. In health, people have become very selective about which hospital to go, which doctor to see. So the naturopathy, Ayurveda, adult care, pest control, and medical and wellness tourism is picking up. So if you are an entrepreneur, then you could look at either technology or services or manufacturing or health. If the mirror tells you that yes, you can become an entrepreneur. And then you got to understand what goals you have. Where do you sell, where you see yourself in the coming 5 years? What kind of, wealth, assets that I want to make? What kind of lifestyle do I want to enjoy? Am I a family person? Am I somebody who would be extremely social with, who can, who can let go of his family time for the purpose of business? All these questions will guide the individual whether he is a graduate or an MBA into taking his life forward. Nothing more from me.
Thank you, Jatin sir, for the sharing. So we are here with two perspectives for you today, whether you would like to get into the corporate world or you would like to be an entrepreneur. Both mirrors have been shared with you. Which one would you choose? Do comment on the YouTube channel for us, and we'll be happy to hear from you. And there's a special gift today for all the participants, the gift of financial independence. In the YouTube box, we will send you the link of my upcoming webinar tomorrow on introducing online platform business in India, the next generation. Thank you, and over to Professor Yogesh for the question and answers.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, sir. Couple of questions here. I will just go one by one. Okay. First question would be, what core leadership qualities are desired from an MBA? What core leadership qualities are desired from an MBA?
Okay. If I were to tell you top of the mind in terms of leadership qualities, the first quality was collaborative management, as I had mentioned. The second would be ownership. And third, Jatin sir, do you want to take a take?
Well, nobody is successful by his own efforts. You've got to have a team which is supportive. Got to have a team which believes in you, which gets motivated by you, by your words, by your actions. So if you can make or motivate your team, you've done it.
You remind me of Dr. Abdul Kalam.
Fine, sir. Fine, ma'am. Thanks. Second question. what are the benefits to complete? What are the benefits, uh, which can be derived to complete MBA after engineering? So, what do you suggest? The participant says, what if I do MBA after engineering? Is it good?
The advantage, like I was mentioning to you, and a very recent exercise that I've done for a corporate, the advantage of having an MBA with engineering would be you would be able to strategize product development kind of roles, because you have the job knowledge as the technical aspects of a product, and you can fit that with your management skills to give a finished product which is at the right mark for the right people at the right price. So that's the advantage of doing an MBA with a technical degree. However, should you want to be backstage and an R&D function, then you need further education within your area of specialization. So ask yourself the question first, what is my goal alignment? Where do I want to be in 5 years from now? Next question, sir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next question would be to Jatin sir. The candidate claims that what would be the impact of COVID-19 on the opportunities in the job market? What could happen?
Audible?
Yes, sir.
All right. There are nothing but opportunities and opportunities and opportunities and opportunities. In the past, the big business houses have stolen the opportunities, and now they are themselves struggling as to how they can rescale their business. And the opportunities are there in the IT sector, in the IoT, industries which need to reopen, restart, will now require technology, IoT. So, ideal for engineering professionals to make a mark there. For the non engineering professionals, for the non technical professionals, whether they are from the commerce background or from any other background, you know, every process is going to be automated. And that is where the opportunity is.
Fine.
That is the
Ma'am,
future of work.
Yeah, that is obviously.
Yes.
This goes in line with Industry 4.0.
Right.
Not just that. Not just that. You
Yeah.
see, most of the job functions are going to be outsourced. So, as
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, you have an opportunity there,
Yeah.
right? Now,
Yeah.
there was a huge real estate being occupied by multinational corporations that is likely to get surrendered. And once surrendered, it will bounce back. So, there is again going to be opportunity there in releasing it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the sky is the limit. So, and the competition from the big boys is missing.
Right. Right.
I want to add
So
a line
ideal.
here. I want to add a line
Yes,
here
ma'am.
to what sir is saying. For a student or a new job aspirant, look at it this way. What goes down will definitely go up. So this is just a trough like sir showed in his slide. Don't get enamored by the trough. It's going down, do your learning and allow you to go on the upswing and choose your destination. Right?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there's a one good question from Dr. Sandhya Baid.
Yes.
She's asking what to do with an MBA degree without business in India and where to apply the skill. Actually, she is a little worried about that what MBA degree can do wonders uh, when there is business ups and downs. So how
Right.
can yeah? She is actually having a fear factor.
Okay. I think Jatin has already addressed that factor. It's
Yeah,
how you look at the glass. It's half full or half empty. And
yeah,
I would acknowledge, I have been like Dr. Sandhya. I have in the past, I think when I started my journey as an entrepreneur, I would tell Jatin, I can't see the light of the day. I want things to happen, but it's not within my style because I've been used to a corporate life. I've been used to a certain degree of emoluments. I've been used to a certain team. But then when circumstances change, you innovate yourself, you adapt yourself. And that's when we discovered the value in wellness, well-being. And we got, diversified into well-being trainings, into career coaching. So Dr. Sandhya, I would only say relook at what you have to offer the corporate. An MBA
I want to
degree
add
is not enough. Yes, please.
I want to add something to that. Dr. Sandhya, the MBA
Sure.
degree equips you to identify or spot opportunities
Right.
easily, whereas a graduate is not able to spot that easily. A graduate is not
right,
able to
sir.
understand the impact of competition, whereas an MBA is able to understand the impact of competition on his business.
Right.
Well said.
Yeah. Well, few more questions, ma'am. Good questions
Sure.
are coming up. I will, in fact, uh, one of the student is this could be my question actually. One of the student is asking, can I get admission to MBA after BSc Mathematics? Of course, MBA is an open degree to all graduation courses whatsoever you had been to. It should be a full-time 3-year recognized program as recognized by UGC or AICT. That's it. One of
Let me
I
the
want to
add
add
to
to that.
this. Yeah,
yes,
go
yes,
ahead.
of course. You can add.
Yeah, I'll add to that. An MBA program polishes a raw diamond.
Yeah.
So whether you are a BCom or a science student, you get polished in the throughout the MBA program day in and day out.
I can add
Yes.
one more line to that, sir. When we hire,
Yeah.
at the time of hiring, where you've done your degree from and whether it's full-time or part-time matters.
Okay.
The job grade, or let's say the salary range, gets identified basis that. However, your experience, your attitude, more than your aptitude, will decide how far you go in your race,
Right, right.
right?
In
So
fact,
it's the,
yeah,
yeah, please go ahead.
ma'am, really, students have gone through your session in a very, you know, good way, and they have given very nice feedbacks. Because even I should go and read some feedbacks. Students are really motivated, and
Thank you.
yeah. And I'm just going through the if any question is left,
Sure,
so
please.
that yeah, please.
I can also offer my Instagram handle is available to you. It's called My
Yeah,
Naukri Coach. Do log in
yeah,
and follow the regular feeds. You will keep
yeah,
getting tips on interviews, on how to make yourself a better person. And you're
yeah,
more than welcome to reach out to me. The
Madam, there is a question
yeah.
here.
Yes.
Madam, which is more challenging, corporate world or entrepreneur world?
Who are you asking depends on that.
Well, there is, if you have joined a private limited company run by an individual or a partnership firm and you do not have, what's the word? Do not have meat in you, the ability to deliver in you, you're not innovative, then it is very challenging. If you have all the acumens, professional acumen, financial acumen, you understand things, you'll obviously be picked up, handpicked by other organizations. Now, coming to the world of entrepreneurs, you are on your own. You can decide what time to get up, what time to sleep, who to move with, who not to move with. And there is a whole lot of things. You may become extremely rich. You may slog for years, sometimes decades. But if you are not an MBA and you are not able to spot opportunities, you are a regular entrepreneur doing some services, the likelihood of your salary, of your earning, the likelihood is that your earning will be less than your counterpart in a job. So it depends entirely on you how competent you are. That's the word, competent you are, whether you are an entrepreneur or an employee. Your competency decides which is more challenging.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Sir, there are three questions which are almost similar. That is, someone is asking as marketing is better, someone is asking finance is better, or HR is better. So there are you perhaps you could club all these three into one. If you can answer, really it will work. Because yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm laughing because I would say it's again on your goal alignment. What is it
Okay.
that you want to do? For example, if I were to give Jatin the role of human resources, I'm sure he wouldn't want it. He's happy being a business development person. He's happy being a operation-centric person. However, given my personality, which is what we help with coaching also, there are certain competencies that you have inert, which are your behavioral competencies, and then you acquire your functional competencies. So based on your behavioral competencies, you should be able to assess whether HR is your forte, which is you would succeed in HR, or you would succeed in accounting. Accounting is essentially for somebody who's a number cruncher, or someone who likes the logical reasoning aspect of the business. So that's how you select what career is good for you. So coming back to your competencies, you need to assess your strengths, find your competencies, and then build your career around those competencies. Jatin sir, you want to add something?
Oh, no, you've answered it well.
Thank you. So anything from your end, Professor Yogesh?
Fine, ma'am. Fine. One question directly the participant has put it to Jatin sir. Question to Jatin sir. What risks and sacrifices does an enterprise demand? Sir, this is a lovely question.
Enterprise demand. What does what the word enterprise mean?
Business.
Business.
Risk. It depends. Risk. It depends when you are starting the business. I started business when I was at the peak of my career. A national director of a company, an MNC. So the risk was the kind of income that I could have earned in the coming 15 to 20 years. which could go in crores. That is the risk. Reward is something that I would say I have yet to achieve. The other risk in going for a business is that should you fall and fall bad, then how do you go back to employment? And even if you do go back to an employment, you would have to start very low, which is going to hit your self-esteem. The third risk is um, people will respect you based on how much money you have in your pocket. Is Maya ke teen ram, parsu parsa parasram. We all know that. So the social, um, it's a social thing that how much respect you command will depend upon how successful you are in your enterprise. What was the other part of the question? One was risk, and what was the other part of the question?
Risk and there was the part one. Risk and sacrifice.
Sacrifice. Sacrifice is
Yeah.
something that I have answered before, that you sacrifice your life, your time for the happiness of your family. You sacrifice your life so that your kids do not have to go and become an employee of another person. They do not go and put their thumbs to punch in and punch out. They do not have to answer the silliest of questions to their employers. These are my
Fine,
thoughts.
sir. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you
Professor,
are.
Yeah, yeah. Over to you. Thank you very much, Jatin sir, and
Mhm.
thank you, Honey man. Yeah,
thank
I
you, Jay.
hand over to I hand over to Professor Pagade sir to go with the word of thanks session.
Hello. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, you
sir.
are audible.
Good evening to one and all. I am Dr. Anand Bagade, Assistant Professor, Department of MBA, Maharashtra Institute of Technology, Aurangabad. It is my pleasure and privilege to propose a vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank our today's resource persons, Honey Thakur Madam and Jatin Sir, for their excellent speech on the topic benefits of MBA degree to face the corporate challenges. In her speech, Madam has given very important inputs to the MBA students and working professionals on how their MBA degree is useful for them to face the challenges in corporate world. As you already know, in corporate world, every day comes with new challenges, and you as an employee is expected to overcome those challenges and offer real-time solutions. Here, you need to apply the skills, competencies which you have learned during your MBA course. Madam, your speech was very inspiring, motivating, and knowledgeable to the students as well as working professionals. I am sure they will implement it in their professional career. I am also thankful to Mr. Jatin sir for his valuable guidance. His guidance on entrepreneur and industry revolution from industry 1 to industry 4 is of utmost importance for MBA graduates. I am thankful to our principal, Dr. Santosh Bhosle sir, for permitting this webinar and sparing his valuable time. I am also thankful to our HOD, Professor Yogesh Khandre sir, for his guidance, motivation, and efforts for making this webinar a huge success. He deserves a special thanks for handling all the technical matters related to webinar. I appreciate and thank
my colleagues from our department, Professor Chandrakant Jadhav, Professor M.A. Maroof, and Professor Saili Pitambare, who have put lot of efforts and hard work to make this webinar successful. Last but not the least, I am thankful to all the students, industry professionals, and faculty members who have actively participated in this webinar. Thank you. Over to you, Yogesh sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, dear participants. I have shared a feedback link on the chat post of YouTube channel. I request all participants to please provide us the feedback, and an auto e-certificate will be generated on their mail IDs maybe within the next 24 hours. So I thank one and all, and I really thank a lot for my on behalf of MIT, and I thank all my dear colleagues, today's speaker, Honorable Principal Sir, and Honorable Chindri Sir, Dean Alumni Affairs. I look forward for some more sessions from you, ma'am, and sir as well in the near future. I thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Goodbye.
Thank you. Yeah.